So on exponential functions day 2, you'll remember that yesterday we had a graph that looked like this. It comes along, the asymptote goes straight and goes up really quickly. Oh, look at how, okay, this one doesn't go quickly because look, this is 1 and then 2. But anyway, it goes up in that swoop. So now we're just going to expand it. Now, because we just did quadratic, some of this is going to make total sense as far as what is happening. So, for instance here, let's discover what k does to our graph. Well, look at this. What do you think k does to our graph? Yeah, we know that it's going to move it up 3, right? Because that's our shift. And I told you those translations are for any function whatsoever. So this shifts it up 3. But we're going to play along. We're going to find out our x values. We're going to plug those in. So this gives us 2 to the negative 3 plus 3. So that's 1/8. 2 to the third is 1/8. So this is going to be equal to 3 1/8. Okay? Do the same thing with all of them. Go. So hopefully your table looks just like this. So now we're going to graph this. So we're going to plot negative 3 and 3 1/8. And that's going to be about right there. Okay? And then negative 2 and 3 1/4. And then 1/2. And then, of course, we're going to hit that 3 mark. Then 2 is at 5. And 3 is at 11. Okay, now look at that. Notice what actually happened there is that we just shifted up our asymptote. Our asymptote before was down here at 0, 0. Now our asymptote is right here. That is our asymptote. Okay, it just shifted it, which we already knew. K shifts it. K shifts the graph up and down. Okay, and that's what it's talking about down here. What did K do? It shifts it up and down. K also tells us what our asymptote, and on this, it's going to be, pause. It tells us what our asymptote is for the exponential function. So K tells us the asymptote. So if I go back up, my horizontal asymptote is x equals 3. Okay? This is the line, talking about the asymptote. The curve of the graph is approaching, and that's what I forgot to say yesterday, is that with an asymptote, it's what it approaches. It comes up and it approaches it, but it never crosses it. Or touches it. An exponential function only has a horizontal asymptote. Okay, you will have graphs later on in your future where you'll have vertical asymptotes. For now, we're just going to have horizontal asymptotes. So let's go back up to domain and range. Think about our domain. Were there any restrictions? Oh, hey, let's finish our graph. Comes right along here. Okay, so is there any restriction on x? Nope. So it's negative infinity to infinity. You'll also sometimes see where they say that this is, so you could have also said all real numbers. Should actually capitalize that. All real numbers. Sometimes we use the symbol for real numbers, which is a double back R. You make 2 lines. You go from the top of this one to the middle of that. This is a symbol for all real numbers, okay? So that's it. It's meaning there's no restriction on your x values. What's our range? Well, look what our asymptote does. Once again, that is our boundary. So it's going to go from there on up, but it never hits that. So what's our asymptote? 3. And then it goes to infinity. But remember, this is a parenthesis because it won't touch 3. It never touches or crosses 3. So it has to be a parenthesis. So we could have just, notice all we did was shift our whole graph up 3. So we could actually do that. If you don't mind, we're going to try it on this one. So instead of making up a table, we're going to look at this. This is K. So that means that it shifts down 2, right? So that means my horizontal asymptote goes down 2. So x is equal to negative 2. That's my horizontal asymptote. And if I draw that in, that's right here. Now what I can do is I could draw my parent function in, and then I can just shift it. So my parent function for this, because it's a 2, it's going to be at 1, It's going to be at 1/2. 1's going to be at 2. 2's going to be at 4. Okay, and then it just keeps getting smaller. So that's my parent function. I can just shift that down to right above this. So see how this is one off of my axis? So it's going to be here. Let me do a different color. I'll just do it in pencil. So it's going to be here. And when it's 1, it's going to go up from that. And then 2 is going to go up 4. Then we're going to go 1/2, 1/4. So our graph is going to skim along this, approaches that, but never touches, and then goes up very quickly like this. And there's my graph. So I can just do a shift off that parent function just like we did with quadratics. It just shifts it down too. So let's talk domain and range. Any restriction on domain? Nope. What about my range? That's right, my asymptote. My asymptote determines what it's going to be. It goes from -2 on up. So -2, whoops, not negative infinity, -2 to infinity. Good. Okay, now this next one says go back and name all the horizontal asymptotes down here. We already did that because yesterday we knew that our asymptote was x equals 0. So what they want you to do on homework is graph the following functions on the same coordinate plane. You will notice these graphs help you to determine the effect of A. Well, look at here. What do you think A is going to do here? That's right, it's going to make it narrow. It's going to make it go up faster, so even faster. So plug that in and see what happens. What's this one going to do? Yep, it's going to flip it over. But it doesn't hurt to graph it. On this side, okay, those same things, but these are going to be shifts. This is a side I want you to do for homework. This is a side I want you to do for homework. Okay, so make sure you do 5, 6, and 7. Check with your teachers, see if they want you to do all of it. Because I want to go to this next page. The horizontal asymptote of exponential functions. This is something that's really helpful because you can see what the shift is doing, what's really happening. So let's analyze our graph. We're not going to do all of these. You're going to do some for homework. So notice it is a function, and notice these right here. They all have the same A. They all have the same parent function of 3, and then they have a shift. Okay, so this is my stretch, that 4. This tells me, of course, it's a -A, so it's going to open down. Does this open down? No, because if it was open down, it would reflect down here. It would reflect over that asymptote. So we know that it can't be B and it can't be D. So now we just have to look at, is it going to be our shifts? Well, this one goes down 6. This one goes up 6. So off of our parent function, remember our parent function would be right here. Parent function would be like right up like this. So we know that it went down, so it's got to be this one. Okay, so you analyze what's happening. They give you the same kind of information. Now this one right here goes funky, doesn't it? Because it doesn't have the same one. But can it open, does it open down? Nope. So now, did it shift up, or did it shift up 6, or did it shift up 3? It doesn't even matter if it's 6 to the x or 3 to the x. Look how much it shifted. So this one shifted up right up here to 6. It's shifted up 6. So all we're looking at is the shift. So it's going to be that one right there. Okay? So I'd like you to match these. Now they did a better job on these. They gave you the same function, but one's a 1/4 and one's a 4. Okay? So think about 1/4 is going to go up faster than a 4, but I think you can handle it. Try it. These back here, you're going to be given the equation. You're going to match the graph. So you're going to look at the equation, match the graph. Okay? Look at the equation, match the graph. Oh, and then this one, look, that's a 2. So this one is going to go up like this. This one's going to come down like that. Okay? Whoops, like that. So match those up. Good. Okay, that should be enough for now, and we will do more tomorrow on exponential growth. So try those problems. Check on Schoology exactly what your assignment is with your teacher, please, and make sure that you get that done. Thank you very much, and if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Thanks.